And the ball always gone out of play. Luciano Spalletti will know all about Victor Osimhen. Kalulu, midway inside his own half, throws to the halfway line. So from my right to my left, McKennie gets the ball down. Gets it back to Thuram. Thuram inside the centre circle on the Galatasaray side of the pitch. Tries to play it out near side. Trying to find Kenan Yildiz, but the ball goes out of play. So it's going to be a throw to Galatasaray, midway inside their own half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Salai comes forward to take it. Thrown towards the halfway line. Osimhen gets the ball down, but Edlinson just off the ball. Going to be a free kick. Torreira stands over the ball, midway inside the Galatasaray half, near this near touchline. And it's not strong on this near side, and Barış Yilmaz tries to run in behind, being tracked all the way down on this near side by Cambiasso. Down by the dead ball line, sets the ball back somewhat. Strong challenge comes in by Locatelli. Referee says that is a foul. The man that's rolling and writhing on the floor is Yunus Akgün, who just popped the legs through Locatelli, and Locatelli used Yunus Akgün just as a stop, really, just bowled into it. And it's a free kick to Galatasaray. 3rd minute of the game. Goal away to my right. Michel Di Gregorio looks out to this touchline away to his left. Gabriel Sara stands over the free kick. Michel Di Gregorio will see if it's going to be whipped under the crossbar. Sara delivers in. Osimhen goes up. So does Kalulu. Heads the ball away. Brahima helps it out. Nice break here by McKennie. McKennie's got a 2-on-1 here if he plays it right. Osimhen's tracking McKennie. Out to his far side goes Yildiz. Yildiz up by the edge of the Galatasaray penalty area. Way to my left. Sends the ball back to Locatelli. Locatelli back out to Yildiz. Yildiz going down the right-hand side at the moment. Down the side of the Galatasaray penalty area. Way to my left-hand side. Back to Kalulu. Back to Yildiz. Cuts in, whips across in. Big header away by Torreira. On the far side of the pitch now. Galatasaray roll it back to their keeper, Sakir. Sakir plays it out up to Osimhen. Osimhen 12 yards inside his own half of Galatasaray, which is to the left of the halfway line. Little layoff to Salai. To Gabriel Sara. To Torreira. On the halfway line. Busy. Yunus. Osimhen on this near side. So Galatasaray playing some nice football, really. The break was on just moments ago for Juventus. Forward it goes. Yunus gets himself across the body there of Brahima. Brahima a little too lively with the challenge, just about 2 yards inside the Juventus half, which is to the right of the halfway line as I gaze down on the pitch. Yunus Akgün showing a nice turn of foot to get there first, and Galatasaray have the ball. They played it backwards, and Bardaki forwards, back to Torreira on the halfway line, into the centre circle on the Juventus side of the pitch, which is to the right of the halfway line. Crossfield ball down on this near side. Salai into Yilmaz. Yilmaz goes infield, lays it back to Torreira. Swept back out from Torreira's right-hand side. Akgün, Yunus Akgün into Gabriel Sara, back to Yunus Akgün, who pulls the trigger, and it's just wide. It has the keeper, Di Gregorio, going away to his right-hand side. Ball just sliced off his outside of his left foot. Wide of Di Gregorio's goal, away to my right-hand side. Galatasaray with a sprightly start. Kelly puts the ball on the corner of the 6-yard box in the penalty area, away to my right. Plays it short to the keeper, Gregorio, for Juventus. Plays the ball up top. A little bit of a loose ball, picked up by Galatasaray, midway inside the half of Juventus. Locatelli upends Barış Yilmaz. Little click on the heels, accidentally. Just got himself across his man. Locatelli was trying to run in behind. Caught him on the ankle, inadvertently. No malice there, but definitely a foul. Free kick. Again, Volkan Buruk, hands in his pockets, looking on. Gabriel Sara 24 yards outside the penalty area of Juventus, away to my right, plays it square. Bardaki plays it out far side. Played back to the halfway line. Gabriel Sara, 2 or 3 yards inside the Galatasaray half now. Plays it out to his left, which is at the top of the pitch on the far side. Jacobs plays it infield. Galatasaray try and worm their way forward. It's a poor ball though, straight to the feet of Cambiasso. Cambiasso now finds Yildiz. Yildiz down the line, but a space here for McKennie. He's got in behind the fullback, slips the ball on again. Good break from midfield by Koopmeiners, but terrific defensive work covering at the back this time by Bardaki. Galatasaray play the ball up to their front men this time. Osimhen won't get that. Little spin by Akgun. It's a really tigerish competition in the middle of the park at the moment, and Locatelli spreads the ball out to Kalulu. Kalulu up and over the halfway line, far side of the pitch. Juventus attack the goal away to my left-hand side. Conchiao checks, rolls it back, faced by two to Kalulu. Kalulu back to the halfway line to Bremer. Bremer inside to Locatelli, who positions himself between the two centre-halves. Along the floor, into the feet of McKennie. McKennie back to Duran. Duran back to Lloyd Kelly, the former Bournemouth man here. Back into the middle of the park. Little layup again. McKennie got it back to Duran, but Duran tried to slip the ball through the centre there. Couldn't find his intended target. And the ball breaks down. But Galatasaray cough up possession on the halfway line. McKennie spreads the ball out to Francisco Conchiao. Goes inside, goes outside. He's into the box, almost down to the dead ball line. Plays it in. Good block on the far side by Jacobs. First corner of the game goes to Juventus. Goal away to my left-hand side. Urgakun Sakir will look out across to his left-hand side. Galatasaray 0, Juventus 0. First leg of the intermediate stage. Standing over the ball, Yildiz and Conchiao on that far side of the pitch. Urgakun Sakir looks out. Is it going to be played short? Conchiao looks as though he wants to put it under the crossbar. Does put it under the crossbar. Headed away at the front post this time by Torreira. A little bit of skill. Twisting and a turning. Rolling and a writhing by Lang. Gets it back to Torreira. Torreira under pressure from Koopmeiners falls over on the side of his own penalty area. And the ball is taken quickly by Galatasaray and played down their right-hand side. Chance now for Salai. Salai into Yunus Akgan. And on this near side to Yilmaz. Yilmaz is doing well against Cambiasso. Cambiasso holding him up. Sends the ball back to Gabriel Sara. Left foot shot incoming. Blocked by the legs of Locatelli on the edge of the Juventus penalty area away to my right. Ball thrown back to the Galatasaray players really quickly. And on this near side, Salai throws it into Sanchez. Sanchez square to Bardaki. Bardaki back to Sanchez. 13 yards inside the Galatasaray half, which is to the left of the halfway line. 10th minute of the game, Galatasaray 0, Juventus 0. Keepers untroubled so far. Lovely ball down this near side. Raking 40, 50 yard ball. Finds Salai, the right back who comes forward. Tries to cross it in for Osimhen, but it's over the top of his head. And one bounce outside the 6 yard box of Juventus away to my right. Caught safely chest height by Di Gregorio, who spreads the ball out very quickly to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners 12 yards inside the Galatasaray half. Plays it to Conchiao. Conchiao back to Kalulu. Kalulu to Bremer. Bremer to Thuram. Thuram inside the centre circle on the Galatasaray side of the pitch. Looks to his left and picks out Yildiz. Yildiz running at the Galatasaray penalty area. Goes in. Fires a shot across the face of goal. Sanchez takes a touch on it. Goes wide for a second Juventus corner. Far side of the pitch again. Goal away to my left-hand side. Urgakun Sakir, the keeper for Galatasaray, looks out to his left, furthest corner away. Francisco Conchiao stands over the ball. Yildiz goes across. Stands short. Is he going to change the angle? He is going to change the angle. Goes short. The overlapping outward run by Conchiao out to Locatelli. Now back to Kenan Yildiz. Comes inside, clips the ball into the box, easily taken by Urgakun Sakir. The keeper for Galatasaray. Remains Galatasaray 0, Juventus 0 in the first of these intermediate rounds, to see who will then progress to play the top 8 of the group stage table. Those that qualified a lot. Some big games coming your way. Sanchez knocks a long ball up. Brought down on the chest on his near side by Lloyd Kelly. Little give and go with Cambiasso. Kelly forward to Thuram. Thuram about 4 or 5 yards inside his own half. Back to Cambiasso. Into the feet of Locatelli. He's put under pressure from Gabriel Sara. Plays it down the line. A little bit of a late challenge on this near touchline. Everybody's up. Except for Yildiz, who went down. Yeah, Yildiz is down. And got caught late by Salai. Down on the floor in a heap. Crossfield ball finds Kalulu. Kalulu to Conchal. Conchal comes in off that far touchline, driving this time at Jacobs. Sends it infield to Kalulu. Kalulu back to Francisco Conchal. Level the 18-yard box. Galatasaray crosses it in. It's a rather poor one. Luciano Spalletti has a little glare across at his wee number 7 on the far side of the pitch. Taken quickly though by Sakir. Sakir gets the ball out to Jacobs. In it goes to Bardaki. Bardaki scoops the ball forward. Kalulu wins a header above the man on the far side of the pitch, Lang, and it's going to be a throw to Galatasaray midway inside. And coming forward, the fullback Jacobs throws it back from midway inside his own half towards the edge of the Galatasaray penalty area, away to my left-hand side. Sanchez plays it forward to Salai. Salai goes forward. Good work by Cambiasso. On his near side, Yilmaz thought he was fouled. Juventus try and put the ball through the centre. McKenna's the target, but the only target that's going to get there inside of his penalty area away to my left is Uruk-Khan Sekir, who runs to the left and then bowls it out underarm to Gabriel Sara. Galatasaray start building down their left with Sara 6 yards shy of the halfway line. Comes in field, Torreira is there. Checks on the ball. Short pass forward. Gets it back, Sara does, and then plays it back to Bardaki. Bardaki square on this near side to Sanchez. Midway inside to Galatasaray half. Abdul Karim Bardaki now. Left foot, raking ball forward. Yilmaz goes up, Kelly goes up. I think that's come off of the Juventus man, although Lloyd Kelly screams for the throw and gets the throw. 15th minute of the game, Galatasaray 0, Juventus 0. Cambiasso has the ball in his hands, level with his own Juventus penalty area away to my right. Wearing the 27, hasn't got a lot of options in front. Throws it in, finds the feet of Yildiz, slipped off those boot to Osimhen. Osimhen feeds it across, shot comes in, Gabriel Sara, it's 1-0. Rattles it in. Well, Juventus gave the ball away on the edge of their own box. And on 15 minutes, Gabriel Sara pounces on a loose ball that comes from a mistake from Juventus. 17 yards out. What an absolute woeful goal. Yildiz lost it. Torreira found the feet of Lang, and then it was played off the body this time of Bremer, and out come Gabriel Sara just to side put it in, left-footed into the bottom right-hand corner of Di Gregoria's goal for 1-0, and Juventus with an absolute shell-shocked bit of play. You just don't see that. I don't know why they were playing football on the edge of their 18, but they have paid the ultimate price there. The first goal in 9 Champions League games for Gabriel Sara. He won't strike it much sweeter and have a better opportunity. Almost like a 17-yard penalty, really. It just ran to him. It was him versus a keeper, and he found the corner beautifully with aplomb. Cambiasso near side, up and over the halfway line. Juventus trail by a goal to nil in the 16th minute. Cambiasso lifts it in there. Free header. What a great save. It's turned in. It's what a piece. Coop Miners has got a goal within 1 minute. Well, they say you're at your most vulnerable when you've scored a goal. Well, Galatasaray, and this could be anything now. You start to wonder. The break forward by Cambiasso. He clipped the ball in. Kalulu came from the back, won his header. Good save by Erkan Sakir, but he just palmed it straight out to the on-rushing Koopmeiners. Great header by Kalulu. It's a good save, in fairness, by Erkan Sakir, but he couldn't have put it any better for Koopmeiners, who just came in 6 yards out with a little side foot volley, puts it into the back of a gleefully empty net. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Well, there we are. We're all level again. This game could be anything now. That's all I'm going to say to you. Lifted forward on this near side by Salai. Halfway line, Kelly, Thuram, Locatelli. Forward it goes to Koopmeiners, who came from midfield with a sweetly struck ball into the back of the net. Yildiz runs back into his own half. Suddenly there's new energy and vigour, as though the game needed it, with 2 goals in the space of a minute. Thuram gets the ball down under pressure from Torreira, hooks it out to this near touchline, can't be brought down this time by Cambiasso. Ball out of play, throw to Galatasaray 6 yards inside the half of Juventus, which lies to the right of the halfway line. Torreira receives the throw, goes back to Sanchez. Sanchez down the line. Yilmaz trying to get round Cambiasso. They've all locked arms. They go over in a heap. The referee and the assistant on the near side give it as a free kick to Galatasaray. Cambiasso gets himself a card of the yellow variety. Well, the excitement is palpable inside of the Ali Sami Yen Sport Complexi here in Istanbul. Baris Yilmaz was the man that went round the back. Just had his leg fell on. I'm just watching the replay, and Cambiasso fell on his legs afterwards. We're into the 19th minute. Cambiasso got a yellow card for that. Well, just amazing what we've got. Free kick. Di Gregorio looks out of his goal away to my right-hand side. Swept in this time. A free header then by Abdul Karim Bardaki, but it's easily saved by Di Gregorio. It's a very open game at the moment, as you expect with Juventus half the time. Halfway line, far side of the pitch. Juventus attacking the Galatasaray goal away to the left, and Galatasaray attack the Juventus goal away to the right. Paint that picture in your mind's eye. Bremer and Locatelli exchanging passes in the middle of the Juventus half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Kelly puts a straight ball up, straight into the feet this time of Salai, who turns it all the way back to Erkan Sakir in goal for the hosts. 20th minute of the game. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 1. Gabriel Sara stroking the ball in from 17 yards after Juventus played themselves into a whole heap of trouble on the edge of their 18-yard box. Juventus took the resultant kick-off, broke forward, and a cross in by Locatelli. A Pierre Kalulu header, saved by Sakir, straight out to the feet of the on-rushing Koopmeiners, who turned it into the back of the net within 60 seconds. That is the magic of the UEFA Champions League. Cambiasso near side, 15 yards inside the Juventus half, which lies to the right of the halfway line. Will be looking to try and stoke Juventus up. I've been involved with Juventus this year in the Champions League, and to be perfectly honest, goals are plenty from Juventus. Doesn't always mean that the plaudits are there for their attacking prowess. It's also their defensive frailties. That goal they conceded was one of the utmost disgust for most managers. And I'm sure Luciano Spalletti will be having a few words with his players at the break. Halfway line, Thuram forward, McKennie, Yildiz, Thuram, 6 yards inside the half of Galatasaray to the left of the halfway line. Crossfield ball will find Francisco Conchal. Conchal up to the edge of the box, sets it back this time to Kalulu. Kalulu, short pass back this time to Locatelli. Square infield, finds Cambiasso. That's the left back who's playing so far forward. Plays it out to Conchal. Conchal trying to step outside of Lang, crosses the ball in, back post, headed away by Galatasaray. Salai headed back in this time by Kalulu and hacked away by Sanchez. Galatasaray with Sara to Torreira. Torreira out on the far side to Jacobs, who takes a chance but gets away from the on-rushing fullback, and now Sara's up and over the halfway line into Juventus's half. Shows a little too much. Ball breaks nicely to Osimhen, who chests it down from 20 yards and then thumps a left foot volley goalwards, but it's over the top of the crossbar away to my right-hand side. Well, don't take your eyes off this one. That is all I'm going to say to you. Osimhen this time got across Locatelli. Just gave it a little too much welly, for want of a better phrase, and it's a goal kick away to my right-hand side for Juventus. Kelly gives the ball to Di Gregorio. Long ball forward. Easily headed away by Bardaki. Sara. Lang tries to play it forward. Blocked by Locatelli's legs. Throw on the far side to Galatasaray. About 6 yards inside the Juventus half, which Jakobs throws back into his own half. Some 12 yards inside his own half, where Abdulkarim Bardaki plays it square to Sanchez. Sanchez through a lovely little pocket. Picks a nice ball up to Yunus Akkan. Out on this near side to Salai. Salai tries to get it down the line to Baris Yilmaz. Covering is the Bournemouth man, Lloyd Kelly, or I should say Juventus man, former Bournemouth man. Throws taken quickly. Curled in this time by Yunus Akkan, but the referee's got 2 balls on the pitch, so they will be taking that throw again. Near side, Salai. Level the 18-yard box of Juventus. Around to my right-hand side. And across comes the left back, Jakobs, to dry the ball in his shirt. He comes from left to right. He's going to launch us into the penalty area of Juventus away to my right-hand side. 23 minutes have almost elapsed in this game. Jakobs with the throw towards the front post. Big header up in the air this time by Locatelli. Ball bounces inside the box. Yilmaz gets the ball back. Little clip in again. But a little too long and a little too deep this time by the fullback Jakobs, and it goes away for a goal kick. We've got Victor Osimhen down in a heap just by the penalty spot in the Juventus penalty area. And he's on the floor holding his face, and he's claiming that he got a bit of an elbow. I'm going to watch the replay. We're afforded monitors here. Oh, I have to say there is a point of an elbow there from Bremer, and will that be looked at again? It didn't look very good when I saw it on the replay. The point of the elbow's up a long way. Bremer and Osimhen have a cuddle as he removes his carbon fibre mask to protect his face. Nothing's going to be done presently, but that didn't look very good on the replay, I have to say. Goal kick taken by Kelly to Di Gregorio. Cambiasso. Kelly steals a little way forward, midway inside the Juventus half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Plays it up to the feet of Yildiz, but Yildiz is well shackled there by Salai. It's going to be a throw to Juventus, who defend the goal away to my right. Galatasaray defend the goal away to my left. Yildiz thought he got a little bit of a schlack in there with the ball on the halfway line from Salai, but it's going to be a throw for Cambiasso, 3 yards shy of the halfway line, underneath the camera vantage point. He throws it infield. Nice spin by Thuram into the centre circle, past the centre spot, into the centre circle on the Galatasaray side of the pitch, edging his way to the right for Juventus. Plays it out to Conchao, who's level with the 18-yard box. Goes back to Thuram. Thuram, Locatelli, Thuram, Conchao. Conchao comes back in field. Good work by Galatasaray to force the Juventus to play it back to the centre spot where Kelly chests the ball down. Kelly comes forward, plays it down the left wing. This time he will find Yildiz. Yildiz goes inside his man on his right foot. Plays it back to Locatelli, and it's back down his left-hand side again. And now it's Cambiasso. He also is forced away. Both sides playing, you know, when they have time to sort themselves out, they do have a disciplined shape. But this time Locatelli is lost out to Yunus Akkan. Akkan puts it through and hits the heels of Osimhen, who wants it in front of him. Two players turn around and look away from each other with absolute disgust, like they've just had a lover's tiff. And now, 26th minute of the game. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 1. Possession evenly split, I would say, between the two. Big long ball forward by Locatelli, trying to find Yildiz, headed away on his near side by Salai. Yildiz keeps the ball in play, but he's trying to get away from Yilmaz. Yilmaz gets his body across. Yildiz pulls Yilmaz down, and there's too many Yils in that whole conversation for me. But it's a free kick going the way of Galatasaray, as Yilmaz was fouled by Yildiz. Well, what a game we are having here. 27 on the clock, 2 goals within a minute. 15th minute, Gabriel Sara, first goal in 9 Champions League games this season, swept in after Juventus got themselves in a right pickle inside their own 18-yard box. They had the ball dispossessed, and it fell to Sara, who came in from 17 yards out and side-footed it, left-footed into the bottom corner of Di Gregorio's net for 1-0, but within 60 seconds. A brilliant break by Cambiasso, great cross into the Galatasaray box, big header from the right-back Kalulu, saved by Urkakan Sakir, but he palmed it straight out to the on-rushing Koopmeiners, who just done a little deft side-foot volley into the box. It has turned out to be quite an opening salvo in the rain here in Istanbul. Michel Di Gregorio, we've just got a little replay of the goal from Sara, totally unsighted behind 3 Juventus players. But what a great riposte they got within 60 seconds. Kalulu streaked in, massive header. Sakir going to his left, had to go back to his right, got a good save and palmed it straight out into the on-rushing Koopmeiners. Just lifted his right foot 5 yards out and volleyed it into the back of the net. Galatasaray turned to look around at each other. Bremer is gone down for an injury at the moment. He's now walking off to the touchline. Whether there's going to be a change here, I don't know. Luciano Spalletti will be waiting to hear. Bremer's holding his right hamstring, and the physio goes to work on his hamstring, but pretty sure that there is going to be a change, and Gatti may well be getting ready to go on, although Bremer is trying to get back on. So at the moment, Juventus down to 10 as Yunus Akgun is brought down 6 yards inside the Juventus half. Torreira spreads the ball infield and backwards to find Bardaki. Bardaki out on the far side to Jacobs. It's not Jacobs, it's Lang. Lang comes short, Jacobs has gone down the line. Juventus win the ball back with Conciao. Conciao cuts inside, 12 yards inside the Juventus half. Short pass back to Locatelli. Feeds it up to the halfway line and finds Kalulu. Kalulu runs into trouble. Osimhen picks up the pieces midway inside the Juventus half to the right of the halfway line. Akgun tries to slip in Yilmaz. Good defensive work by Cambiasso. And at the moment, 6s and 7s for the side in all black. Ball back into the box. Osimhen free header down to his left-hand side goes Di Gregorio. Great cross in. Juventus gave the ball away. They're waiting for Bremer to get back into his position. Gabriel Sala lifted it in. Osimhen with a free header, a good 14 yards out. Got enough purchase on it, but Di Gregorio saw it all the way. Again, here come Galatasaray. Sara, 20 yards out, plays it out near side to Yilmaz. Yilmaz back to Yunus Akgun, back to Yilmaz. Yilmaz 6 yards from the dead ball line, cross it in, back post. There is both Bremer and Osimhen. They're screaming for a penalty, Victor Osimhen. Okan Buruk is also screaming, but it isn't going to happen. 30 on the clock, Galatasaray 1, Juventus 1. Goal kick to Juventus. Are they going to make that change? Gatti was stripped off. I have to say, Bremer did have a lot of arm on Osimhen there. Long ball forward. McKennie can't deal with it. Torreira plays it back to Jacobs, the left back for Galatasaray. 12 yards inside the Galatasaray half. He turns it back infield to Bardaki. Bardaki to Sanchez. Back to Bardaki. And out to Jacobs on the halfway line. Short ball forward into the feet of Lang. Lang under pressure from Koopmeiners. Goes 360, finds Torreira. Torreira plays it back to Sanchez, and Sanchez straight ball forward into the feet of Yunus Akgun. Akgun almost up to the edge of the box. Just shows too much of the ball to Thuram, who takes it off his toes, and that allows Yildiz to come away. He feeds it to his left now to Thuram. Thuram's up and over the halfway line. Salai behind him. Runs into Torreira. Thuram does, and he is dispossessed by the combative midfielder, who finds Sara. Sara finds Torreira. Torreira 12 to 15 yards inside the Galatasaray half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Plays it back to Sanchez. Sanchez round the corner this time to Sara, into Torreira. Torreira tries to get it up to Yunus Akkan. Good work by Kelly. Gets the ball forward to Locatelli. Locatelli to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners to McKennie. Koopmeiners up to the edge of the box. Left foot shot. Oh, what a goal by Koopmeiners on 32. He gets his second, and that is absolutely beautifully finished by Koopmeiners from 18 yards. Juventus are back in front. Wow. You won't find a better strike. McKennie's little layoff not tracked Koopmeiners' edge of the box. He has opened it up. Instep of the left boot. Span away from Sanchez, who tracked the ball. And then literally right on the edge of the box, put it high past Erkan Sakir into his top right-hand corner for 2-1 for Juventus. An absolute cracking goal there by Juventus Koopmeiners, his second in the game. Maybe Luciano Spalletti in his false 9 in McKennie has just found a winning formula, because McKennie came short, turned it round the corner. Koopmeiners, with what they call in football a third man running, where the other two have already ran, just strolled onto the ball, and what a finish with aplomb. Well, we're into the 33rd minute now. It's Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Galatasaray took the lead, and it's been a double by Koopmeiners. He looks every inch the centre forward that he's not the centre forward. He's playing attacking midfield. Sanchez near side, down this near touchline, picks out the feet of Salai, 8 yards inside the half of Juventus. Down the line for Yilmaz. Yilmaz tries to get inside of Cambiasso. Cambiasso has been yellow carded. Yilmaz is down holding his face. Cambiasso won't want to see what the referee could see here. I have to say that Cambiasso at best has got the fingertip of his hand across the chin of Baris Yilmaz, who, my word, if you could fall over and wriggle around like that, that was... Cambiasso has to be careful, because obviously he is on a yellow card, but there was a degree there of, what do I call it? You know when a cartoonist creates a caricature of somebody? There was caricaturing of the feigned injury, I would say. Federico Gatti is coming on, and he is going to replace Bremer. But he'll drop into the middle of the defence. Bremer goes off. Gatti comes on. Can't take any chances with a possible hamstring injury. Jun Koopmeiners, 2 out of the top draw for him. Absolutely superb. Free kick. Sarak drills it in. Comes off the head of the first man, who's Locatelli. First corner of the game, this time to Galatasaray. Goal away to my right-hand side will be put under threat. 35 on the clock. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Lang stands over the ball. So does Gabriel Sara. Koopmeiners. Lang this time. Fires the ball in. Front post headed away by Locatelli. Brought down by Yunus Akkan. Can't get the shot off his shut down, and it goes flying wide of Tariq Corio's goal. Away to my right-hand side. What a finish that was, though, for Koopmeiners' second goal of the game. It's a lovely touch that set him up, but what a finish with absolute sheer class as he strolled onto the ball 18 yards out, and he found the top corner of Erkan Sakir's goal so easily. Halfway line, Thuram wins the header. Juventus now have something to hang their hats on. Yilmaz twisting away this time from Conchiao, who trips himself up and then runs into Yilmaz. Ball goes out of play. Baris Yilmaz, last man to touch it. Throw to Juventus midway inside their own half. Cambiasso down the line into the feet of Yildiz. Yildiz gets it inside to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners flicks the ball on, and again here comes the big breakout by Yildiz. Plays it towards Koopmeiners. We have a player down holding their face again in the middle of the Galatasaray half. Legs going left, right and centre. This time it's Abdul Karim Bardaki that goes down. Just got to have a little look at this. Yeah, a little flailing arm there by Winston McKennie, but I don't think it's quite the thrashing of the legs painful. Over centre half, 6'2", 6'3", built like a brick outhouse. But they thrash around like a child who's been denied some toys in a toy shop at times. Referee comes over, Danny Makaleli, just wants a few words between the number 2 of Okan Buruk. He's been dragged out of the dugout, and Luciano Spalletti's got himself a card as well. Fourth official on the far side, Alard Linhu, as still having to battle away from Luciano Spalletti, who is wearing a natty and stylish rainmac on the far side. But it does look as though he's wearing the wrong size. It's very oversized. Ergukan Sakir to Sanchez, Sanchez to Tarada, back to Sakir in goal for Galatasaray, away to my left-hand side, 38 on the clock, short pass round the on-rushing Coop Minders, picks out the feet of Gabriel Sara, Sara inside the centre circle, Galatasaray side of the pitch, to the left of the halfway line, plays it out far side, Jakobs comes forward for Galatasaray, almost up to the box, slips it into the feet this time, trying to find Yunus Akgan, and a great break coming away the other way by Juventus. Superb feet by Francisco Conciao, finds McKennie. McKennie layoff this time to Yildiz. Yildiz now driving towards the penalty area. Back comes Osimhen, who play it right hand side. They've got 2 out there. Once Conciao comes in on his left foot, curls it just wide of the post on the right hand side of Ergukan Sakir's goal. Juventus looking very, very threatening on the break. And Galatasaray breathe a sigh of relief here. Luciano Spalletti and his Napoli side a few years back were quite something to behold, and this Juventus side certainly know how to attack. I won't say it's as breathtaking as that side from Napoli. I'll tell you what, it's not bad though, considering the way he's moved them on this season. Near side, Yildiz to Thuram, 24 yards from the dead ball line of Galatasaray. Away to my left, back to Yildiz to Cambiasso into the feet of Locatelli, back to Cambiasso, now Yildiz tries to feed the ball down the line. Torreira's completely upended, but the ball runs to Sanchez. Sanchez finds Sara coming out to this right-hand side, slides the ball down the channel. The run is on for Yilmaz, coming across. Kelly gets there before it goes out of play. Has he played it against the legs of Baris Yilmaz? He has. Baris Yilmaz is not too impressed with that, but Lloyd Kelly done a really nice, cute bit of play. 39th minute has almost elapsed here inside the Ali Sami Yen Sport Complexi. Cambiasso with the ball in his hands, throws it in. Locatelli hoiks a volley forward. Bardaki heads the ball forward. Chance here for Yunus Akgan to play it out near side to Yilmaz. Yilmaz back to Salai. Salai into Gabriel Sara. Sara turned 7 yards inside the Juventus half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Short pass to his left to find Bardaki. Bardaki out further to Jakobs. Jakobs back to Abdul Karim Bardaki. He's now 12 yards inside his own half. Short pass forward to the goal scorer for Galatasaray tonight, Gabriel Sara. And a little pass to his left finds Torreira. Torreira back to Sara, 12 yards inside the Juventus half. Short ball forward to Yunus Akgan. First time shot. Down goes Di Gregorio to his right to palm it away. That was 20 yards out. Good shot as well. Had to be saved by Michel Di Gregorio. Juventus got themselves in trouble. Torreira finds the feet of Akgan. Osimhen sets it back to Sara. Sara steps outside of one. Goes outside Gatti. Goes across. Flips the ball across the face of goal in front of Kalulu. Back post headed away by Cambiasso. And it's going to be a corner to Galatasaray, the second of the first half. And that makes it 2 apiece, but not in score because it's still here on 40 minutes. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Goal away to my right. Di Gregorio looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder. And it's 41 on the clock now, and Gabriel Sara to whip this in with his left boot underneath the crossbar, you fancy, of Michel Di Gregorio's goal. Close proximity to him is Sanchez, the centre half. Here comes the ball, front post. Headed behind by Abdul Karim Bardaki. Never got it close to the goal. Di Gregorio saw it sail a good 4 or 5 feet wide of his left-hand post away to my right-hand side. Well, the Champions League round of 16 first legs, or intermediate round as it's now called, as Gatti takes a goal kick back to Di Gregorio, who smokes the ball forward looking for Thuram. Thuram jumped into by Torreira, but the ball breaks to Yildiz. Yildiz back to Thuram. Thuram plays it forward. McKennie tries to run through, sliding challenge by Sanchez. Just having a look on the far side if a flag was up for offside for McKennie, and it is. 18 yards outside the 18-yard box of Galatasaray to the left of the halfway line. Free kick's taken quickly to Bardaki. Bardaki to Sanchez. Sanchez back to Urkakan Sakir. In goal for Galatasaray. One touch, right foot swings it out to the left back. Jakobs up and over the halfway line. Short pass out on the far side to Lang. Lang feeds the underlapping run of Jakobs, who plays the ball into the front post. It's cleared this time by Kelly. Osimhen tries to put pressure on Gatti, and he puts the ball out of play and trying to get there. I think that Osimhen really has failed to live up to his Napoli days, although it's a terrific signing for Galatasaray. Thought he was destined for one of the really, really huge clubs in Europe. Torreira holds the ball, tries to dance in feet. Juventus take it off him. Good break on the far side by 2-goal Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners steps inside of one, tries to play the ball forward. This time it's laid up by Locatelli to Conciao. Conciao runs into the returning Sara, but the free kick is going to be given for a foul by Torreira on Koopmeiners. In the build-up to that, referee played the advantage and called it back. What a game this is turning out to be. Freedom football to a degree. I thought there might have been a few more nerves in Juventus, but that's just not the way Luciano Spalletti likes to play. Just got a replay of what is going on, but trying to see who's got the yellow card there. Somebody's got a yellow card, but couldn't tell you exactly who. The referee waved it at, it is Torreira that got the yellow card. I didn't know exactly who he waved it at. Free kick to Juventus. Locatelli peels the ball out to Conciao. Conciao faced by Sara. Plays it back to Kalulu. First touch really heavy. Almost taken off his toes by Lang. And in the end, it's played all the way back to his own goalkeeper by Locatelli. Back to Di Gregorio, who goes square on the edge of his 18 to Kelly. Kelly left foot ball forward, can't find it. McKennie, Galatasaray through Sanchez and then Yilmaz. Get the ball to the midway point in the Juventus half. Torreira, Sara steps away from Locatelli, feeding the ball out now to the left back. Jakobs to Lang. Lang comes in off that left flank on his right foot. Sets the ball back to Torreira. Torreira back to Gabriel Sara. Sara out to the full back. Jakobs, Lang, Jakobs. Just level the 18-yard box, but on that far touchline as Juventus defend the goal away to my right-hand side. Short ball by Locatelli, finds Thuram. Thuram out on the far side, Conciao. Back to Locatelli, down the side of his own penalty area. Plays it up, laid down by McKennie. This time a free kick has been given, and Winston McKennie is sort of apologetically looking to say exactly what he did wrong, but the referee thinks that he balked the Galatasaray player, and it's a free kick to Galatasaray. About 15 yards inside the half of Juventus. 45 on the clock. We wait to see how long is going to be added on at the end of this first half. We've been told it's 3 minutes. Sara plays the ball out far side. Cross into the Juventus box. Headed up in the air by Gatti. Not away. Osimhen gets a toe on it. Stabbed back. Torreira shoots right into the body of McKennie. And in the end, some cool feet by Locatelli. Clears the ball forward and picks out a fine infield ball to find Yildiz. Yildiz just got to hold this ball up and get away there. In the end, a challenge comes in by Salai right in front of the referee, 6 yards inside the half of Juventus, which is to the right of the halfway line. Well, what a game. 15th minute of the game. Juventus have a throw level their own 18-yard box. They throw the ball in. Yildiz is caught in possession. Ball breaks after a couple of hard challenges inside the Juventus penalty area to Gabriel Sara, 17 yards out, who sweeps the ball in with the instep of his left boot into the bottom right-hand corner of Michel Di Gregorio's net for 1-0. Juventus don't take that line down within 60 seconds. A lovely ball, a run by Cambiasso, a cross in by Cambiasso, big header from the right back. Kalulu saved by Urkakan Sakir, straight out to Koopmeiners, who comes in and from 5 yards just literally gets the palm off and puts it in with the instep of his right boot for 1 apiece. Juventus level. Koopmeiners then strolls through on 32, a little layoff by McKennie, 18 yards out, flashed the instep of a left foot shot high into the top right-hand corner of Urkakan Sakir's net for 2-1 to Juventus. It's been really nip and tuck here as we move towards the end of the first half here in stoppage time. 3 minutes to be added on. We're already into the second one as Sanchez plays it down this near touchline to Yilmaz. Yilmaz trying to go outside this time of Yildiz. Does so, gets the ball into the box, but Locatelli finds Thuram. Thuram clears it, but can't find his man. Sanchez heads the ball down to Torreira. Torreira clips it into the Juventus box, headed away by Kalulu. Yunus Akkan gets the ball out on the far side to Lang. Lang supported by Jakobs, returns the ball along the floor to Jakobs. Into the feet of Yunus Akkan, who's been held up by Koopmeiners. Back it goes from Lang to Bardaki. Bardaki to Salai. Salai dead centre of the Juventus half to the right of the halfway line. Plays it out to Yilmaz. Yilmaz back to Sanchez. Back to Yilmaz. Yilmaz short pass to Gabriel Sara. Lifts the ball into the box looking for Victor Osimhen. Headed away by Kalulu. Osimhen will retrieve the ball inside that far touchline. Crosses the ball in again. Laid off. Edge of the box. Can they get the shot off? They can. This time it takes a deflection. It is going to be another corner. Abdul Karim Bardaki's got a yellow card in the melee. Corner number 3 here at Galatasaray. It's going to be final action of the first half here. We're into the 3rd minute of a minimum of 3 to be added on. Di Gregorio looks out to his left, which is down by my right shoulder. In comes the corner. Glances off the head at the front post of McKennie and goes on the opposite side for yet another corner. The referee, Danny Makaleli, is going to let this next corner happen. This time, Di Gregorio looks out to his right in the goal away to my right-hand side. We're into the 4th minute of time added on at the end of the first half. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. As it stands, this corner will be the last action. Mark my words, 5 out of 10. In goes the corner, right across the face of goal and coming in round the back. Salai puts it high over the top of the bar from a difficult angle. And I think that could be the end of the action here in the first half of what has been an absolute joy to commentate on, as Galatasaray took the lead and now fell behind to Juventus in the rain here in Istanbul. What a game we have got set up for the second half. Do join me for the second half at the break here at the Ali Sami Yen Sport Complexi in Istanbul. It is Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Hello and welcome back to the second half of this UEFA Champions League intermediate first leg between Galatasaray and Juventus from the Ali Sami Yen Sport Complexi. It has been enthralling. The first 45 minutes has been enthralling. Goals 2 in a minute, and then unbelievably Juventus taking the lead after going behind. I'll explain about the goals in just a moment. It is Galatasaray red and yellow striped shirts against white shorts and red socks, but I can tell you that there is another change at the start of the second half. Juan Cabal is on for Cambiasso, who has made his way off, and maybe that's to do with the yellow card that Cambiasso was on. Right, let's go through the sides for the red and yellow, or red and orange shirts, white shorts and red socks of Galatasaray. In goal, Urkakan Sakir. A back four from left to right of Salai, Sanchez, Abdul Karim, Bardaki and Jakobs. Then they have, as we start the second half, a midfield pairing of Terera and Gabriel Sara. And then they have behind the front man, who is Victor Osimhen, they have Lang, Yunus Akgun and Baris Yilmaz. In the all-black kit for Juventus, they are playing a different formation. In goal, it's Di Gregoria. They have a back four now from left to right of Cabal, Kelly, Gatti on for Bremer, who was injured in the first half, and Kalulu. They have three in the middle of the park, Kuminers, Locatelli and Thuram, with Conchal, McKennie and Yildiz making the front line. The referee today is Danny Makaleli, assisted by Hessel, Stiegstra and Jean de Vries. Allard Lindhout is the fourth official and board man, and Moratamano VAR is Bastian Dankert. All the above apart from Bastian Dankert from Holland, the Netherlands, and Bastian Dankert from Germany. In the second half, it will be Galatasaray that defend the goal away to my right, and it will be Juventus that defend the goal away to my left. And we're into the 47th minute of the game. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Sakir comes out of his goal away to my right. Ball at his feet. Good 6, 8, almost 12 yards outside his penalty area. Crosses the ball out near side. Tries to find the fullback Jakobs. Jakobs goes down under a challenge from Koopmeiners. Just tell you about the goals now. 15th minute of the game. Juventus had a throw on the edge of their own penalty area. Thrown in towards the edge of the box, where Yildiz got himself into a bit of a pickle. Lost the ball, a couple of ricochets. Gabriel Sara, 17 yards out, swept it past Di Gregorio into his bottom right-hand corner. Within a minute, though, Cambiasso broke from the kick-off forward, crossed the ball into the box, right back. Kalulu headed the ball goalwards. Erkan Sakir got down to his right-hand side, but palmed the ball straight into the feet of the on-rushing Koopmeiners, who just swept a little half-volley in. And this time, Cabal is switched off from the throw. Chance here again. Yilmaz Yilmaz and a right-foot cross that's gone straight into the crowd. He will be desperate with that. Yeah, within 60 seconds, as I said, Team Koopmeiners had leveled things up. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 1, but then on 32, the ball up to McKennie. McKennie turned the ball around the corner. Sanchez was out of position. Team Koopmeiners made it to the edge of the Galatasaray penalty area and rifled with the instep of his left boot into the top right-hand corner of Urkakan Sakir's net. A fine finish, a beautiful finish. And that's how it is as we move into the 49th minute of the game. Near side, Francisco Conchal steps inside of Jakobs, about 4 yards inside the half of Galatasaray. Short ball into the Vida Thuram, but his first time ball lofted is headed away by Bardaki. Bardaki exchanges passes with Sara before passing the ball to the right-sided centre half Sanchez. And it goes to Salai. Salai back to Urkakan Sakir, and this time Gabriel Sara, 12 yards outside of his own penalty area for Galatasaray, now 18 yards. Short pass to his right, finds Terera. Terera now makes his way to the halfway line. Short pass out to the right back, Salai. Salai down the right, looking for Baris Yilmaz. Yilmaz trying to step inside of Cabal, does so. Can he get the cross in? No, he sets it back. Salai with the cross, hits the back of Thuram of Juventus on the edge of the Juventus penalty area. Headed down by Terera. Shot across the face, goal, it's 2-2. Baris Yilmaz fires the shot in. And it is literally palmed out by the keeper, Di Gregorio. And the on-rushing Lang has turned the ball into the back of the net. Juventus didn't clear their lines, fell nicely. Baris Yilmaz with a shot, and down to his right-hand side, Di Gregorio could only palm the ball out. Yilmaz gave it a good old thrash on the angle. Yilmaz palmed the ball out, and Lang just tapped it in from 4 yards. And it is 2 apiece, and what a start for Galatasaray at the start of this second half. 49 on the clock. And all of a sudden, we have a level game again. Driving forward the other way, Juventus with Conchiao, 12 yards from the dead ball line, sets the ball back into the feet of Locatelli. Locatelli tries to sweep it into the box, blocked by Lang. Falls out to Conchiao. Conchiao trying to go outside Jakobs, crosses the ball in, comes off the legs of Jakobs' corner to Juventus, who last time they conceded went straight back the other way and scored. But Noah Lang was the man that tapped it in from 4 yards. Goal wide on my right-hand side. Urka Kansakir looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder. Yildiz and Conchiao stand over the ball for Juventus. Swept in by Conchiao. Caught safely by Sakir inside his 6-yard box and tries to run forward. Blocked in doing so by Juan Cabal. Well, there we go. Noah Lang with the equaliser. Shot from Yilmaz, parried by Di Gregorio. Just writing that down as I look up at the pitch. Sakir comes out with the ball. 50th minute of the game has almost elapsed, so it's the 51st. Galatasaray 2, Juventus 2. Long ball forward up to the edge of the Juventus penalty area. Kelly lets it bounce once. Di Gregorio comes out, snatches it out of the air. Rolls it out to Manuel Locatelli. Locatelli spreads the ball out to Kalulu. Kalulu down the line for Conchiao. Conchiao holds the ball up 12 yards inside the Galatasaray half. Back to Kalulu on the halfway line. Back to Locatelli into Thuram. And now Gat is being forced back by Osimhen. Turns it round the corner to Locatelli. Locatelli sweeps the ball from this near touchline all the way back to Di Gregorio. Opens his body out, plays it left-hand side to Kelly. Kelly tries to play it out on the far side to Cabal, and a couple of players go down in the heap, and I think this time the one that perpetrated the infringement of Football Association laws has come off worse. Torreira has to be, it's not Torreira, Salai has to be very, very careful. In fairness, the two of them came together. That would have hurt. Cabal got his body across the ball first. Free kick to Juventus. 52nd minute has now slipped away on what has been an enthralling game here in this playoff round to see who goes through to face over 2 legs one of the top 8 sides that finished in the group. Conchiao driving towards the Galatasaray penalty area, lays it back to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners back out to Conchiao. Conchiao trying to get outside of Jakobs, crosses the ball in, blocked by Lang, the goal scorer. Another corner to Juventus. Again, across comes Yildiz. Goal away to my right-hand side. Keeper Sakir looks out to his left, right down by the point of my right shoulder as I straddle the halfway line, gazing down at the pitch here in the Ali Sami Yen Sport Complex here in Istanbul. Conchiao and Yildiz stand over the ball. Edge of the box, Koopmeiners. It's going to be Yildiz to curl it away from goal this time. Does so. In comes a flying header of Gabal. Loose ball is picked up on the far side. No foul given by our referee. Gabriel Sara won the ball back from Locatelli, who thrust himself to the floor somewhat. Might have even been Lloyd Kelly, in fairness. It's quite a distance away from me, but Galatasaray now smuggle the ball away. Sanchez lifts it up towards Osimhen. Headed down by Kalulu into the half of Galatasaray. Laid back to halfway line to Thuram. Thuram to Cabal. Cabal with a big left to right, finds Conchiao. Conchiao brings the ball down beautifully, 12 yards from the dead ball line. Into the box he goes, steps outside Jakobs, tries to pull it back, little break off the legs of Jakobs, allows Torreira to come in with 2 touches and thump the ball up towards the halfway line, where Osimhen tries a back flick on the volley, but it doesn't quite come off, and Juventus drive back towards the Galatasaray goal. Yildiz Faced by Bardaki, into the feet this time of Conchiao. Conchiao tries to go outside of Jacobs again, pulls it back, blocked by Bardaki, flicked away by Jacobs, and Lang, Noah Lang, the goal scorer, down the side of his own penalty area to the left of Sakir, lifts the ball up to the halfway line. Gatti comes away, Osimhen's on the floor, everybody's got their arms out, including Spalletti, but it's going to be a free kick as given by our referee Danny Makaleli. Osimhen and Gatti decide to just push each other in the chest. Osimhen then lets Gatti disappear before having a word with Mr. Makaleli. Still having a deep word, about 6 yards inside the Galatasaray half, which is to the right of the halfway line. 55 on the clock, Galatasaray 2, Juventus 2. Sara rolls the ball back to Baradaki, who goes square, 18 yards inside the Galatasaray half to Sanchez. Sanchez back to Abdul Karim Baradaki, who turns it all the way back to Urkakan Sakir. Sakir clips the ball out, but straight to Thuram. Thuram's layoff is cut out by Torreira before Locatelli can get onto it. Torreira plays it out to the right back, Salai. Salai down the right this time, driving forward on the far side is Baris Yilmaz. Tries to step outside of Cabal. Cabal gets a foot in for Juventus. Throw to Galatasaray. Taken by Yilmaz back to Sanchez. Sanchez infield to Sara. Sara looks left-hand side to Noah Lang. Lang comes in, kills the ball into the Juventus penalty area. Cleared by Gatti. High in the sky underneath it. Brought down beautifully by Kalulu. Finds Conchiao. Conchiao upended though by Lang. Free kick to Juventus. About 13 yards outside their own penalty area away to my left-hand side. Lovely stadium here. One continual stand all the way around. We call it a wraparound stadium. Far side of the pitch, Kelly plays the ball to Cabal. Cabal down the line looking for McKennie. McKennie steps across his man. There's the lie. Slides off of McKennie into the touchline and the boardings on the far side and got up and had a long stare at McKennie. Wasn't too impressed with that challenge by Winston McKennie. Free kick has been given. Referee's done nothing about dishing a card out for that rather strong challenge by Winston McKennie. It's a free kick which Salai will take. He rolls it back into his own half to Sanchez, and Sanchez goes all the way back to Urkakan Sakir, the goalkeeper for Galatasaray, who puts his right foot on the ball, 8 or 9 yards outside of his own penalty area away to my right. And now smites the ball forward, along the floor, into the feet, back to goal. And Salai goes down under a challenge from Kelly. He wants more than just a foul, but it's going to be a foul. Makaleli's given a foul, and 12 yards inside the half of Juventus, which is to the left of the halfway line. Torreira puts the ball down. Everybody's urged to go forward. Noah Lang goes across with Gabriel Sara. Keeper now looks outside the penalty area on this near side. Di Gregorio slightly to the left of centre as he looks at it, taken short by Lang to Salai. Salai clips the ball in. Osimhen with a header across the face of goal, headed away on the volley by Torreira, but always going wide as Di Gregorio scampers across to his left-hand side. Never really looked as though it was arrowing towards the back of the net. Goal kick to Juventus. Kelly puts the ball down. Di Gregorio's corner of his 6-yard box away to my left on the left-hand side. Short pass in field to Di Gregorio. Lifts the ball up towards Turan, clears his head. Easy for Jacobs to get the ball down. Jacobs gives the ball back to Torreira. Torreira under pressure from Coop Miners gets it all the way back to Urkakan Sakir. Sakir, short ball to Abdul Karim Bardaki. Bardaki back to the lip of the D of the penalty area away to my right. Galatasaray keeper Sakir plays it out far side and finds Salai. Salai finds Yunus Akhgan. He plays it out to Yilmaz. Yilmaz goes outside of Juan Cabal, and there's a little bit of an untidy tangle. Juan Cabal is going to go on a yellow card here. I can understand Luciano Spalletti replacing Cambiasso at the break because he's on a yellow card, but at the moment Juan Cabal is struggling to get up to race pace, if that makes sense. Baris Yilmaz, who had the shot that led to the goal, start of the second half for Noah Lang to tap in. Seems to have the beating of Juan Cabal. Michel Di Gregorio looks out of his goal, stands over by his left post in the goal away to my left. This is about 14 yards from the dead ball line and on the left edge of his penalty area away to my left. Gabriel Sara has a two-man wall in Yildiz and Conchal in front of him. Gabriel Sara, scorer of the first goal for Galatasaray, will fancy a left foot round the wall, fires it in, it's into the back of the net. I don't know who glanced that in, but it's into the back of the net. It looks like Sanchez wheels away. And here we are on 60, and it's Sanchez that got the final touch from a Sara free kick. And Juventus from 2-1 up and now 3-2 down on 60. Well, you can't take your eyes off this game. I said all the way along, oh, it's a really well fisted free kick by Gabriel Sara. It's round the wall, it's right in the danger area. Sanchez has only got to get a little bit on it. Not too sure if it was actually flicked off the head of the front post of Kelly. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look about 8 or 9 times, but Sanchez wheeled away. And I think it's come off the chest of Sanchez there. Looks like it's the head of Kelly, but it clears the head of Kelly and hits the chest of Sanchez, and Sanchez, off he goes. Pistols are flying with his hands signal, and it is 3-2 to Galatasaray. What a turnaround in the first 15 minutes of the second half. And this time Davinson Sanchez has got the goal. What a game. What a game. 5 goals in the first leg of a game that should be cagey. It takes it beyond belief, but Davinson Sanchez this time. Can Juventus stoke themselves up to find yet another equaliser? Luciano Spalletti's side came out 2-1 up at the start of the second half. 15 minutes later, they're 3-2 down. Goals from Noah Lang. And then Davinson Sanchez. Yeah, familiar to many Spurs fans, Davinson Sanchez. Ball down inside the half of Juventus. Torreira back to Sanchez. Sanchez out to Salai. Salai tries to get the ball into Yunus Akgyan. Back here it goes to Salai. Back to Sanchez. And Sanchez, under no real pressure, turns the ball all the way back to Erdogan Sakir inside the Galatasaray penalty area away to my right. Low ball from him, straight up to the feet. Good dispossession there by Lloyd Kelly, who then gets fouled in the middle of the park by Gabriel Sara. Well, there's 29 regulation minutes to go in this, and there's more goals. You guarantee there are more goals in this game. I've seen Juventus in a 4-4 thriller with Dortmund, and this could be anywhere, absolutely anywhere at the end of the game. Do stay if you can't see televisual pictures. If you just want me to try and fill in the blanks for you, give you the description. Juventus defend the goal away to my left and attack the goal away to my right. Galatasaray defend the goal away to my right and attack the goal away to my left. Short ball up to the edge of the box. Koopmeiners round the corner. Deep cross in. Sanchez with the header away. Osimhen gets a toe on just before Kalulu gets there, but the ball breaks out on the far side. The cross in on the far side from Kelly goes right across on the near side for a throw to Galatasaray. Well, the goal scoring has been mesmeric. 15th minute, Gabriel Sara put Galatasaray 1 up. A minute later, Tino Koopmeiners tapped in after a parry by Sakir. After a header from Kalulu was parried into his path, Koopmeiners then thundered a lovely goal into the top right-hand corner on 32 for 2-1 at the break for Juventus. And they looked good value, in fairness, for that lead. Into the second half, 4 minutes into the second half, ball breaks in the Juventus penalty area. Yilmaz with a shot. Di Gregorio palms the ball out. Noah Lang taps in from 4 yards for 2-2. And that's now 3-2 as Sanchez glances in off his body, some bodily part from the waist up. A free kick from Sara into the back of the net for 3-2 to Galatasaray. Great feed on the far side this time. Yildiz clips the ball back, headed away by Sara inside his own penalty area. Another corner to Juventus, their third of this second half. Be a different angle this time in the goal away to my right-hand side for Sakir. He'll look out to his right-hand side, furthest corner away. But you wouldn't put past either of these two sides taking this game by the scruff of the neck and going forward and finding that next goal. Yildiz just 4 yards away from him. Conchal. Is it going to be rolled out to Conchal, who will stop it for Yildiz to get a better angle? McKennie front post. Gatti, Kalulu and Thuram all inside the penalty area. Here comes a deep ball round the back, headed down at the back post this time by Kelly, but wide of Sakir's left-hand post, and the goal away to my right-hand side. 65 on the clock. Galatasaray 3, Juventus 2. Well, it's just been one of those games hard to define and to actually put in words. Urgucan Sakir thumps the long ball forward. Juan Cabal heads it up to the halfway line. McKennie won't get there. Out of play it will go for a Galatasaray throw on the far side. Be interesting to see how Galatasaray play this. Salai down cleaning his boots, just eking a few seconds of time out. No wonders over. 4 yards inside his own half. Galatasaray defend the goal away to my right. Juventus defend the goal away to my left as I face the pitch. Thrown down the line to Yilmaz. Yilmaz tries to turn it inside. Blocked this time by Locatelli, who makes his way up to the halfway line. Flicks it with the outside of his boot, looking for a hat-trick seeking Coop Miners, who will chase down the ball as it goes back to Urgucan Sakir. And Sanchez tries to turn it round the on-rushing McKennie. Out it goes for a throw to Juventus. Level the 18-yard box of Galatasaray. Poor throw by Juventus as Gabriel Sara clears the ball. Cabal helps it down. Flicked on by Thuram. Into the box of Galatasaray it goes, but it's nowhere near Juventus forward. And the keeper for Galatasaray, Urgucan Sakir, comes forward to catch the ball. And they roll it out to Abdul Karim Bardaki. Back to Sakir. Sakir clips it up to the halfway line. Chested down and inside. Juan Cabal this time by Yilmaz. And well, I think if that is Juan Cabal, he's got his second yellow card there. I'm pretty sure he has. I need to double check that, but I thought he got a yellow card earlier on. It is a red card. He's got his second yellow. Juan Cabal on as a second half substitute has now been sent off. Baris Yilmaz chested it inside of him, arms all over his back, pulled the man back. Yilmaz goes down. Cabal gets his second yellow. Juventus down to 10. And Juan Cabal has got 2 yellows in the space of 22 second half minutes. And that, I'm afraid, seems to have compounded the misery for Luciano Spalletti's side. Well, we're having it all today. What next? Will there be something like a miracle? I don't know. Just getting a replay of Davinson Sanchez as the ball grazes off his chest and into the back of the net. But Juventus will be rocked tonight. They don't have a left back out there. That'll be McKennie that'll drop, I should imagine, into the left back berth to give them a 4 at the back. But it has turned into a sour night at the moment. They trail by 3 goals to 2. They trail by a man as well. And now Galatasaray will be afforded some space to manage this game, you would think about. What they'll want, though, Galatasaray, is they'll want to take a 2-goal advantage to Juventus as Bardaki plays it all the way back to Urgucan Sakir. Sakir back to Abdul Karim Bardaki. Short pass to Gabriel Sara. Lovely ball straight through the heart of the midfield. Little layoff there going forward by Yunus Akgam, but it was behind Osimhen, who turned away and made his run elsewhere. Juventus with the ball inside their own penalty area. Di Gregorio inside his own 6-yard box. Away to my left, comes out. Right foot ball, smites it down the line over the head on this near side of Noah Lang. Picked off by Pierre Kalulu. Kalulu to Conciao. Conciao infield will pick up Locatelli. Locatelli tries to go square. Cut out by Torreira. Gets the ball up into the feet of Yunus Akkan, but he's gone from offside to one side, and the Italian Giants have the ball at their feet. 70th minute of the game. Galatasaray 3, Juventus 2. Going to be a change. And the change has got to be Francisco Conciao, who will be coming off to be replaced by Filip Kostic, who's going to go up front. And he'll be wearing the number 7. Number 18, I apologise. The other number is Leroy Sané, formerly of Manchester City. He is coming on for Yunus Akkan, who's pretty much been on the periphery of this game. Leroy Sané comes onto the field of play. It's for Juventus to try and snatch something, and it's now for Galatasaray to try and make the second leg a little bit easier for themselves. It's touched by Kostic as it's rifled in at him. Ball gets played back all the way to Sakir. Out to Jakobs. Jakobs comes forward, infield, 12 yards inside the Juventus half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Noah Lang wheedles his way back to the halfway line, plays it square in infield to the right side of centre half Sanchez. Sanchez to Salai. Salai to Sane. Sane takes the right wing berth. Lang goes inside and Yilmaz comes down this near side. Jakobs to Yilmaz. Yilmaz now turns to run. Kalulu level the 18-yard box with Juventus. Good toe in by Kalulu. Going to be a throw to Galatasaray, 12 yards away from the corner flag. Defended on this near side by Kalulu for Juventus. Taken quickly by Jakobs into Lang. Lang to Sane. Sane out of touch. Throw to Juventus. Right back Kalulu throws it to Gatti. Gatti 12 yards inside his own penalty area. Takes his time, plays it out to the edge of the box to Locatelli. Back to Gatti. Gatti's under pressure from Osimhen. Back to Locatelli. Locatelli back into his own penalty area to Di Gregorio, who sweeps it out to the left-hand side. Tried to find Kostic, but it goes straight out of play. A little bit ragged again by Juventus, who are mixing every emotion for their fans in this game. They've played excellent football and they've played sloppy football. They conceded the first goal from careless slapdash football, and then they've gone back into their shell after some great football. And again, to find themselves on the back foot. Long throw going to come in from the far side. Jakobs puts it in towards the front post. Headed away this time by Gatti. Brought down by Sane. Sane to Jakobs. Edge of the box. Lifted in again. Headed away at the front post by Locatelli. Turned round the corner by McKennie. McKennie finds Thuram. Thuram feeds the ball out. And Kostic has his first chance to run with the football. Finds Yildiz. Yildiz back to the halfway line. Juventus, remember, a man light now. Stepping in before Osimhen can get there is Kelly. Kelly finds Gatti. Gatti 6 yards inside the Juventus half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Looks for a right to left. Overhits the ball. Kostic sees Yildiz bow his head as it clears his head by some considerable distance. The rain still coming down. Steady rather than absolutely heavy. Galatasaray on the ball, leading by 3 goals to 2. Bardaki near side to Jakobs. Jakobs 15 yards inside his own half. Galatasaray defend the goal away to my right. Ball is played forward to Osimhen. First time layuff's a bit untidy by Osimhen. Tied it up by Kalulu back to Di Gregorio. And a goal away to my left-hand side for Juventus. He thumps a long ball forward. Bardaki heads the ball down, but straight at McKennie. McKennie's ball forward, though, for Yildiz isn't good enough. And Bardaki then tries to play the ball forward, blocked by the legs of McKennie. Juventus just seem to have lost a bit of impetus. That sending off possibly had more of an effect on them than the conceding of the third goal. Salai down the line to Sane. Sane 12 yards inside the Galatasaray half. Comes in from that far touchline, the right. Goes into the feet of Yilmaz. Yilmaz back to Sane. Sane tries to get past Kalulu. Chance here for Jakobs to put it to the edge of the box. First touch by Baris. Yilmaz is up in the air. He then tries to head it past the onrushing Juventus defender. Juventus tidy up. And now they've given an absolute howler away at the back. Noah Lang makes it 4-2. I cannot really describe just how bad that mistake is inside the Juventus penalty area. Noah Lang has just tiptoed in. Well, it defies logic. Thuram plays a ball back into his own penalty area. Lloyd Kelly dwells on the ball, and behind him is Osimhen, who dispossesses him 7 yards out from the goal, and the ball runs to the feet of Noah Lang, who runs in and from 7 yards just lifts it over the on-rushing keeper. What in heaven's name was Thuram doing? Played the ball back to Kelly, who, returning from an offside position at that point, was Victor Osimhen, but he wasn't involved in play until Kelly started playing the football. And Noah Lang has made it 4-2 to Galatasaray, and that could be an absolutely huge blow for Juventus' hopes of doing something, because now, with 15 minutes to go in this game, it's Galatasaray 4, Juventus 2, and at the break it was Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. 3 goals in the second half, and now Juventus are down to 10 men and have been since the 67th minute, when Juan Cabal in 22 second half minutes had got 2 yellows. They are within touching distance, Galatasaray. You feel one more goal could really make the second leg almost a formality. Kostic far side tries to turn the ball in field, but Galatasaray with their tails up and a partisan crowd inside the Ali Sami Yen Sport Complexi. Well, I said to you, Juventus, when they look good, they look good. But when they make mistakes, wow, do they make mistakes. That ball was played by Thuram on the edge of his own 18-yard box into the feet of Lloyd Kelly, who behind him, and offside, was Victor Osimhen. Just run round him, put a toe in. The ball broke to Noah Lang, 7 yards out, who just literally turned the ball in to the back of the net, clipping it over the keeper. 2 changes coming the way of Galatasaray now. And Bardaki is coming off the field of play. Singo is going to come on. I'm not sure if he's going to be a straight replacement, but Abdul Karim Bardaki on a yellow card. Wearing the 90 is Singo. And also coming off the field of play, Baris Yilmaz. His night is complete. Had a hand in the first goal. Baris Yilmaz goes off, and on comes Icardi, wearing the number 9. Well, it has been one of those nights to forget for Juventus. You hear about people shooting themselves in the foot. Well, Juventus have done that twice tonight. They trail by 4 goals to 2 after leading at the break. Sanchez lifts the ball away from his own penalty area, up towards Icardi, clears the head this time of Kelly, headed down by Gatti, but straight to Osimhen. Osimhen plays it out to Jakobs. Jakobs down this near side, into the feet of Noah Lang, who comes back down this left-hand side, drives towards the Juventus penalty area, goes outside of 1, goes outside of 2, tries to drill it in against the legs of Kalulu, double ricochet, goes away for the Juventus goal kick. Story of the game really was Cambiasso relieved of his duties at half-time, the left full-back for Juventus, because he was on a yellow card, he felt. Tactical more than injury. It might have been a knock. We're not in the changing rooms, but Juan Cabal came on and got 2 yellow cards in the space of 22 second half minutes. And Juventus dropped down to 10 men. And ever since then, they've been pretty much ragged. Singo and Sanchez, the centre-half partnership for Galatasaray, playing it between each other. Gabriel Sara joins in. Sara to Sanchez. Sanchez to Sakir. Sakir by his own penalty spot inside his own penalty area, away to my right-hand side, comes out. No pressure on the football, and Ergürcan Sakir plays it out near side to Jakobs. Jakobs brings the ball down on his thigh. Plays it in the field and finds Sara. Sara up to the feet of Icardi. Icardi goes left to right. Salai gets the ball down, faced by Kostic. Tries to drill it into the Juventus penalty area, blocked by Kostic. Salai on that far touchline, gets it back to Sanchez. Sanchez into the feet of Sane. Sane to Sara. Sara to Jakobs. Jakobs out on this near side this time to Lang. Crosses a deep ball into the box. Di Gregorio will catch it. So, Salai, Sanchez and Singo are joined by Sara and Sane. Too many S's for me there. If they start passing the ball together, we might have me sounding like a snake and hissing. 80 on the clock, Galatasaray 4, Juventus 2. In a game that has been pretty enthralling. 2 more changes coming for Juventus. And first to come on, it is going to be Miretti, who's going to come on for Thuram. He goes off. He made that awful mistake. Miretti comes on to replace him in the middle of the park. We're in the 21. And also going off is Yildiz to be replaced by Openda. It's played up front quite a bit, but Juventus will look back at this game and will look back at the second leg. They really need it to remain at 2 and certainly not be a 3-goal deficit. As Kelly rolls the ball back to Di Gregorio, spreads it out far side. Thump long this time. Up it goes. Sanchez brings the ball down, turns it forward to Terrera. Terrera finds Sara. Sara over the halfway line. Gabriel Sara, quick 360, plays it out to Lang. Lang 12 yards outside the Juventus penalty area, away to my left-hand side. Overlapping run this time comes from Jakobs. Lang, Sara, back to Singo. Singo fully 30 yards out, flashes a shot goalwards, which has Di Gregorio going to his right, but it goes wide of his right-hand post. 82 on the clock. And Singo certainly gave that a good old thrash. I think that Michel Di Gregorio had it covered. And he now thumps the goal kick forward, but at the moment, Juventus finding it very difficult to attack whilst making sure they don't end up totally out of the tie. I won't say they'll be totally out of the tie, 3 goals down, but it's a big deficit to deal with. A couple more changes. Bowie is about to come on, and Eren O'Malley is about to come on for Galatasaray as they get the ball back to Singo. Singo forward to Sane. Sane into Sara inside the Galatasaray half. Short pass out to Jakobs. Jakobs up to the halfway line, over the halfway line. Plays it out to Lang. Lang 18 yards, 36 yards away from the dead ball line. Tries to slip it in behind Kalulu. Kalulu wins it back, plays it to the edge of his own box, and under pressure Locatelli tries to drill the ball out, blocked by the legs of Terrera. And there's going to be a few more changes coming the way of the home side. O'Malley is coming on to replace Jakobs. So O'Malley will, I should imagine, drop into the left back berth. And Bowie is about to come on to replace Lang, who was on a hat-trick. But I think this could be more about eating up some minutes. Galatasaray protecting players that they need for that second leg, which one more goal for Galatasaray could make that second leg a formality. Juventus would dearly love to pull a goal back and only have a 1-goal deficit in the second leg, but it's Di Gregorio to Kelly. Kelly sumps a long ball forward. Flicks off the head on the far side of Bowie, and in the end hooked away by Sanchez towards the halfway line. Brought down beautifully in the middle of the park and played out on this near side by Openda to Kalulu. Back it goes to Locatelli, back out to Kalulu. Kalulu into the feet this time of Locatelli, who has to hold off 2 challenges, and then the ball goes out of play off him. He thought he got a foul, but it hasn't got a foul. Luciano Spalletti has got his arms out to his left and his right, looking at the referee, almost imploring. El Mali with the throw into Sara, to El Mali. El Mali with the flick back to Sara. Sara's caught in possession. Ball squirts off a couple of bodies to Coop Miners. Coop Miners can't get the ball away from Leroy Sara. And Tadada plays it up to Icardi. Icardi's ball is terrible. Laid it straight to the feet of Juventus player. But then McKennie's ball forward was read by Sanchez. Sanchez to Sara. Sara out on the far side to Bowie. And round the corner by Sanchez. Ricochets again, but the keeper from Galatasaray runs out to the right-hand side of his penalty area. Urkakan Sakira knocks a long ball forward. Juventus have got to find a little something. Maybe a set piece would be a way forward for them, but driving forward on this near side, El Mali gets it into the feet on this near side of the substitute who's just come on. Galatasaray build on the far side. Solaya's come across to left back now. Bowie's gone to right back. Galatasaray playing keep ball inside the half of Juventus to the left of the halfway line. Sane, Singo, Salai taking on Kalulu, cuts back to his right, tries to cross it in, deflected cross goes in. Coop Miners heads the ball away, only as far as Terrera. Terrera finds Gabriel Sara, who started the goal fest tonight. 85th minute has come and gone. Galatasaray 4 to Juventus 2. In what has been a very open and entertaining game, which has had just about everything you'd need. Hasn't had a penalty or a VAR decision, which normally ruin things, but it's had a sending off. It's had yellow cards, and it's had 6 goals, including a peach of a strike by Tune Coop Miners for the second for Juventus. Sane runs the ball up to Osimhen. Osimhen loses out, ball comes back. First time shot, what a goal that is. Coming on by the substitute there. Bowie has just drilled the ball in, and that possibly is curtains now. Sacha Bowie coming on has thumped that ball into the back of the net from right back. He's come into the box on the layoff, and he has absolutely smited it across the face of Di Gregorio's goal from his left to his right. What a goal. Galatasaray, Osimhen got across, Kelly laid it off, Bowie came running in onto it, and really on the angle has drilled a fine shot across the face of the goal. And that means it's 5-2 to Galatasaray. Goes just inside the post on the far side. Osimhen causing a lot of problem, but Sacha Bowie, wow, has he ever given that the office. And Juventus down to 10 men, trail by 3 goals in this tie going into the second leg. And we're into the 87th minute, almost into the 88th. And Juventus's hopes of going forward or progressing from this 2-legged tie hang finally in the balance. The second leg is going to have to be a blitzing from Juventus to open up with to try and get themselves back into this game, because you fancy Galatasaray will fancy their chances of hanging on to a 3-goal lead going into the second leg. Sane to Bowie, Bowie back to Sanchez on the edge of the Galatasaray penalty area, away to my right-hand side, square to Singo, Singo driving forward, up to the feet of Terrera, Terrera plays it off of Icardi, back to Singo, Singo tries to slip in Osimhen, laid off this time by Gatti. Icardi spreads the ball out to the goal scorer Bowie. Bowie drives forward now, plays the ball into the feet of Sane. Sane out on the far side, cross is going to come in, it's a deep one, Osimhen won't get there. El Mali tidies up, down by the dead ball line of Juventus away to my left-hand side. Osimhen scoops the ball in, Juventus are all over the shop at the moment. Sara plays it out far side to Leroy Sane. Sane running now towards Kostic, cuts back in from his right to his left. Juventus trying to gleefully get the ball back, but, well, I should say eagerly get the ball back, but it's Galatasaray that are just waltzing around at the moment. Sara, midway inside the Juventus half, spreads the ball out near side to El Mali. El Mali faced by Kalulu into Torreira, goes for the return. Kalulu's got to get back, puts it out for a corner to Galatasaray. 89 on the clock here. One more for Galatasaray. You think would be a little bit of an unassailable 4-goal advantage going into the second leg. At half-time, let me remind you, it was Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. We're into the 90th minute, and it's Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2. Gabriel Sara with his corner, goal away to my left. Up go the head, Singo wins the header. Juventus can't clear it. Osimhen back to goal, puts it across the face of goal, swinging a miss from Zalai. Openda tries to break away with the football for Juventus. Got 3 around him. They're not going to give him anything. Bowie there working, but Luis Openda has been fouled. Wait to see how many minutes are going to be added on at the end of the 90 here. What a game of football we have had here today. It has been quite something. Juventus will wonder how they have drifted away from this game as much as they have. They have helped in their own downfall. This time Singo gets clattered by Openda as the ball goes up in the air. He drops down. We're going to have 2 minutes of time added on. Just going to run through the goals for you, 6 of them to tell you about. 15th minute. Gabriel Sara swept in from 17 yards after Juventus made a complete rick from a throw by their own penalty area. The ball broke to Sara, who swept in from 17 yards into the bottom corner of Di Gregorio's net, but within 60 seconds a run from Cambiasso straight from the kickoff, lifted the cross into the box, right back Kalulu headed it goalwards. Sakir palmed the ball out straight into the on-rushing Koopmeiners, who cushioned the ball into the back of the net for 1 apiece. Koopmeiners then put an absolute peach into the back of the net from 18 yards after a layoff by McKennie on 32 into the top right-hand corner. Sane comes forward, steps into the box, tries to take on 2 or 3. Juventus try and clear. Coming in on the edge of the box, driving forward. Torreira holds it up, back to Sara. Sara steps back, left foot shot, blocked this time by the legs of the Juventus player. Got caught with a trailing boot afterwards, but still Galatasaray coming forward in search of the goal that would be more than the icing on the cake. It would be cherry on the top of the cake. Clipped over the top for Osimhen, heads it down. Hooked away this time by Juventus, still though coming forward. Yeah. Koopmeiners lashed it into the top right-hand corner from the edge of the box for 2-1 at the break into the second half. There was a change by Spalletti. Took off Cambiasso at left back. Juan Cabal came on. 2 yellow cards.